In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the Cameron James approach to the Brite Advisors situation. So in my video today, there's going to be zero talk about legalities or anything that's going on in the courts, because you know that information. We are not in control of that. You are not in control of that. Hopefully, by the end of this summer, it looks like the receivership, etc. is going to happen, and obviously funds are going to be released. However, I want you to have an understanding of how we're approaching the topic here at Cameron James. If you've watched any of our previous videos or already spoken to some of our financial advisors, you will know we're very much pro in terms of researching your options. Having a look at your existing situation. Are you happy with your current Brite financial advisor or whoever the financial advisor? They've moved somewhere else now. Do you want to work with them? Brilliant. Or do you want to work with a different financial advisor? Start researching, understanding your options. Do a comparison of people in the market and say to yourself, who do I genuinely believe has my best interests at heart and also wants to help me? Now, no financial advisor is a white knight in shining armor. Everyone is being paid fees for their ongoing service or initial advice. Here at Cameron James, our initial ongoing fees have been on our website for over about 6 or 7 years. They haven't changed. They're there transparently for everyone to see, and I'm sure my team can add a section. What I want to do more importantly in today's video is give you an understanding of the ethos and mentality we have here at Cameron James. I've been in the industry for over 15 years now, well, nearly 15 years. And I think what I've learned over the course of time, and you can read this now, the publications on this and the amount of news there is on trying to outperform or time the market, very topical at the moment. I'm filming on the 7th of April. Obviously markets are in turmoil at the moment with Trump's tariffs. Trying to time the markets, 80 to 90% of asset managers who've tried to do this over the course of time have failed miserably. They've underperformed the benchmark and the indexes, the S&P 500, whatever it is. Obviously, America is the biggest global equity market in the world. So here at Cameron James, we do not follow that model of trying to go in or out of the market, time it. The majority of our clients want to be invested over the long term. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, some of them. Some of them may even pass the capital on to their children. Obviously, with UK inheritance tax rules changing from 2027, and obviously SIPs and UK pensions now forming part of one's estate. Might be slightly different, people's plans may change, but in general, people want to invest over the long term. And here at Cameron James, we believe that is what you should do. You should bring your portfolio cost down to an absolute minimum. Our balanced portfolio, currently speaking, is 0.14% per annum in terms of TER, a total expense ratio. What this means is that in terms of the underlying funds, that is the only cost you're paying. You're not paying for a discretionary fund manager or some other swanky third party with an office in Mayfair saying they got tactical allocation that are going to outperform the market. There may be some people in Mayfair who manage to do that. The majority of them do not manage it though. If you've got the contact details of Warren Buffett, please go and work with him. But otherwise, you have to work with a normal financial advisor. And the only long-term strategy I've seen for increasing client wealth and not destroying it is not timing the market and trying to hold a globally diversified portfolio. When I say globally diversified, a lot of people say, oh wow, there's so much America in my portfolio with Cameron James. Well, yeah, America is the biggest stock market in the world. If you're going to go underweight in America, you are effectively taking a play on the fact that you think America is going to go badly. Again, time that I'm recording, you can say what you want about the American market, but in 5, 10 years, where do you think the S&P 500 is going to go? Do you think it's going to struggle? Do you think people are not going to want to go to America and be an entrepreneur? Okay, we know what's going on in China. It's astronomical, the amount of stuff they're doing in China, but China's still China. How many entrepreneurs want to go to China and set up a company? Not many. How many entrepreneurs want to go to jurisdictions like Russia and set up a company? Not many, because you can find yourself all of a sudden, for not many good reasons, being in court or thrown out of your company or whatever it might be. Again, no offense to Russia and China, but in places like America, you have a much more protection from a regulatory perspective. So entrepreneurs, business, think of everyone, all the things you're using right now, Amazon, Gmail, whatever it is, it's all come out of America. So not that we're pro-America and we think America is the only place to invest, but no, we hold a globally diversified portfolio with America being the largest holding in that portfolio. From a transparency perspective here at Cameron James, it is what we are all about. As I've mentioned to you earlier, the cost, our fees and charges have been on our website since day one the website went live. Not many financial advisory firms are transparent enough to put their charges on the website, or they operate a charge what you can model to see what could we get away with per individual client. Here at Cameron James, it simply doesn't happen. The financial advisors have a fee schedule which they stick to, and it actually hasn't changed since I started the company. Now, in terms of reports, because your Brite Advisor pension is not a defined benefit asset, it is a defined contribution asset, technically whether it's in a SIP, a QROC, whatever it might be, it is defined by the money you put in, plus your growth, minus your charges will be the amount you're left with in your retirement. As such, from a report perspective, If you get in touch with us, which you can do using the Calendly link below, my team can open it up now so you can see a day and a time and find something that works for you. You will get a free advice report from us. Now, you may have seen some of my other videos saying, Dominic always says don't take free advice from anyone. Correct. Never, in my opinion, in my own 15 years experience, never proceed with free financial advice, particularly in the offshore market. Nothing is free. Everyone is being paid in some way. However, a free advice report is different. And it's not really free, actually. If you come through to us as a client, you fill out your client profile, that maybe takes an hour of your time. You might send us your valuation statements, might take you another half an hour of your time. We then go away on our side and write your free report. It's not free though, we're producing it as a firm. Now again, we're not doing it because we're knights in shining armor. We're taking that initial loss in terms of writing the report, having our team work on it, having the financial advisor work on it. Every report has to go through compliance sign-off, which obviously is part of our regulatory fees and costs. So when that report is sent to you, it's not free for us. We've effectively paid for it, but we are doing that because we want to put our best foot forward for you to understand what is working with Cameron James like. So when you get our 35-page advice report for you, it's going to confirm everything. Which trustee we potentially suggest you to move to if and when your assets get unfrozen, if you need to change trustee, how the underlying portfolio has performed over a 5-year period, volatility, cost, how the providers are structured, the security of the assets, are the FCA regulated? Obviously, if it's a non-UK pension asset such as a QROPS, the trustee may not be FCA regulated, but are we using an FCA regulated platform underneath? Now, some of you might be saying, well, yeah, last time I did my research and homework, I was working with a regulated platform and whatever, and I still feel like I've ended up getting burnt somehow. But again, the advice report is here. It's completed for free for you to have a clear understanding of your situation. Now, you don't just get sent the advice report and then you have to decide what you want to do. No, you book yourself in for our solution appointment with our financial advisor to go through the report with you in detail. Now, some clients have already read the report. They get it and they have a list of 10 questions they want to go through. Other clients, let's be honest, they either can't be asked, they're too busy, they've got 3 kids, they've just moved house, whatever it is, they haven't really read through the report in full, they've maybe skimmed it. For those clients, it'll be a much more detailed call, almost verbatim going through the report page by page to ensure they clearly understand everything. And you have to remember, people, throughout this entire process, you are not going to pay Cameron James anything. You will only become a client of Cameron James after you've had your regulated advice report signed off by our compliance team, signed and dated by you via DocuSign to say you wish to begin working with us. There will then be a raft of paperwork that's required. Could be 10, 20, sometimes 30 different documents that are required to do something complex, such as moving trustee or whatever it might be. Until your money settles and you become a client of Cameron James, you will never be charged any initial fees and you will never be charged any ongoing fees. If you get to the end of our advice report and you think that's rubbish, Cameron James haven't got a clue, why does everyone leave them good reviews, why are they in the Financial Times, I thought the YouTube channel was great but their report is rubbish, you can just turn around and say, thanks Cameron James, but I thought your report was rubbish. And there's absolutely no further relationship required between us. Now, obviously, in a situation that rarely happens. Sometimes client might say, actually, I've decided for whatever reason, I'm not going to proceed, or at this time I'm not going to do anything. In that situation, we might just ask you for a Google review to at least be transparent and honest about how you found our service, at least in your free advice report stage. If you have any questions, if you want to speak to me personally, I'm more than available. I understand for a lot of you, this Brite situation may have shook your trust and confidence. Mankind, financial advisors, platforms, regulation, whatever it might be. So I am here and available if you want to have a conversation with myself as the CEO and founder of the company. And as always, take care with the UK pension assets.